Hi, kids. What time is it? Story time. Of course it is. How are you today? I hope you're as happy as I am. You know, I've gotten some good feedback since last time we talked. I've heard from Uncle Mike out there. Mike's always good to hear from you. I've heard from Darlene out there. She tells me her family out there enjoys story time. And I just want to let you know how excited I am today because we've got a story that I'm going to get into today. And in the process, we're going to learn a new word. And that word is called sequel. You know what sequel is? Well, you think about that for a second while I get us prepared. Now, a sequel is like when you tell a story and then the next time you tell a continuation or another story that continues the first story, okay? That could be a sequel. I'll give you an example. You remember when we did Hansel and Gretel? You remember the last line in Hansel and Gretel? They lived happily ever after? Okay, that was the end of that story. But what if somebody came out with another story to tell you, well, what happened to Hansel and Gretel 6 months later? You know, like what did they do with all that money? That next story would be the sequel. In other words, it carries on from the first story to let you know what happened to them later on. Well, I'm going to read a sequel to you today, which means we must have already read one story, and now we're going to read another story, maybe about the same character, huh? And this is a character that I'm sure you all remember, and he is back again. It is Grumpy Monkey. We're going to read the sequel to Grumpy Monkey, and this time it's called Grumpy Monkey Party Time. You remember Grumpy Monkey, you know, the guy that nothing was right, everything was always wrong, he just never was happy. Let's see what Grumpy Monkey's adventure is this time in Party Time, written by Suzanne Lang. First picture. Shows a picture here. See, there's Grumpy Monkey right there, and he looks like he's swinging in a tree with his friend, his next door neighbor, Norm. Remember Norm, the next door neighbor, and Grumpy Monkey, the gorilla? Okay. It says right here, one perfectly pleasant afternoon, Jim Pansy found an invitation on his branch. See, that's Jim Pansy, the chimpanzee. And he's swinging here in the branches, and he found this invitation stuck in the branch. Look what the invitation says. You are invited to Porcupine's party. You see, an invitation is like a little note that invites you someplace. So Porcupine has invited Jim to the party. Party, Jim said. It'll be a great time, says Norm from next door. We could dance. Dance, exclaimed Jim, cutting off Norman. I can't dance. He can't dance? Look how shocked he is. Like, I don't want to go to a party because I can't dance. And as soon as he announced that, look at that, all of the animals in the jungle come running and said, can't dance? They're shocked to hear that Jim Pansy can't dance. Wow. Everyone can dance, said Hyena. Come on, show us your moves. I don't have any moves, said Jim. Sure you do, said Hyena. You just need to try. Okay, so Jim tried. Look at those moves. Wow. He tried this move and that move and that move, and wow. So Jim just tried his best to dance. Wow. Looks pretty strange. All of his friends was looking at him, and you should have taken him at his word, said Norm the hyena. So Norman Hyena is starting to believe that, yeah, Jim really can't dance, can he? He's not very good. Jim's over here doing his best. He's just throwing his arms and legs all around. And that's the best dance he can possibly do. Not very good. Okay. If Jim doesn't know how to dance, said Oxpecker, we'll just have to teach him. So Oxpecker must be this little bird on the end of the ox's nose, and she's offering to teach Jim how to dance. Everyone was excited to teach Jim how to dance. It says, you've got to feel the beat, says Lizard. Oh, 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 oh. I'm feeling the beat. See? Okay. So Jim tried feeling the beat. You've got to strut your stuff, said the ostrich. So between feeling the beat, and strut your stuff, okay. You gotta shake your butt, says the baboon. And there's the baboon shaking his butt. So you gotta, excuse me a second, and feel the beat, strut my stuff. That's all the things you have to do to dance, apparently. Okay. So they're showing him all these different moves. He's doing it! He's dancing! Everybody cheered. So Jim is feeling the beat and strutting his stuff and shaking his butt. Oh wow! I am just so excited. Look at that. He's doing it, and they're all celebrating that he can dance. Wow. Party time, said Norm, and they all headed off to Porcupine's house. Now that Jim can dance, they're on their way to the party. Okay. At the party, everyone wanted to dance with Jim. Dance with us, said the ground squirrels. Can you shake a tail feather, said the peacock. Okay. May we cut in, asked the warthogs. Me next, said the rhino. Jim danced and danced. Everyone on the dance floor was having a great time. Except Jim. Isn't this the best? Chirped Oxpecker. Look at that. They're all dancing and dancing and dancing. And then it got worse. Look at all of these animals. You got elephant, rhinos, hippos, oxes, giraffes and bears and snakes and antelopes and crocodiles, lions, all waiting to dance with Jim. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is getting excited. No, said Jim. This isn't the best. It's the worst. I don't like dancing. The other animals stared in amazement. Who ever heard of someone who didn't like dancing? Asked Oxpecker. But you can see how Jim is resisting. He's had enough of this dancing stuff. gosh. Actually, said Water Buffalo, I don't like dancing either. Well, but I never said anything because I thought I was the only one. Do you hear that? Other people feel the same way as Jim, but they never said anything. And they thought they were the only ones that felt that way. See, that tells you that you're not the only ones that have the same feelings. Other people might feel the same way you do, but they just haven't expressed it. Jim didn't like dancing. Apparently, Water Buffalo doesn't care for dancing either. And look at this here. To be honest, chimed in Bat, dance floors are always too loud for my taste. So even the bat doesn't like dancing. But they never told anybody that before. Oh. I'm going home, said Jim. And he turned to go. So Jim's getting ready to go home. So he turns around to go home. And what happens? Boom, he bumps right into the back of Norm here. He says, he bumped smack into Norm. You're not leaving, are you? Asked Porcupine. So Porcupine's coming out with some hors d'oeuvres and everything at the party, just as Jim was trying to leave. Everyone at this party wants to dance, said Jim, but I don't like dancing. It's not for everyone, Norm agreed. But now I'll have too much food, said Porcupine sadly. Oh, Porcupine, I didn't mean to upset you. Jim paused. Wait, there's food at this party? Ah, that got Jim's attention. Look at all the food. And indeed, there was lots of wonderful food. Look at it all. Let's see what they've got here. Fly pot pie. Let's see, pineapple pudding, maggot salad. Oh, old meat. Yeah, boy, lots of wonderful food. Okay, and more bananas. And plenty of games too. So with food and games, dancing is not the only thing. You can always find something else to do. See, look at all of the games. There's puddle splash off. There's swing along. What is this person here playing? Bobbing for mangoes. See, he's got his nose underwater trying to pick up mangoes. Oh, and they're playing tag over here. Here's a tortoise that's chasing the hare. He's playing tag. I don't think he's going to catch him, though. All right. So there's games, there's food. They're all having a great time. And so they stayed at the party. Jim enjoyed the wonderful food and games. The wonderful food and a game or two. But he did not dance. It was a great time. There's Jim Pansy enjoying some food and the games. He didn't want to dance, but he still had a great time. That just goes to show you can always find something fun to do at a party. And you don't need to feel pressured into doing something you don't want. Just like those other people, they didn't like to dance, but they never spoke up before. There's a lot to be said about being honest with your feelings and let people know. You don't have to suffer alone doing something you don't want to do, unless, of course, your parents tell you to do it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed Grumpy Monkey Party Time as much as I did. Okay. Hey, we'll be back next time with another exciting adventure. So until then, you're strong, you're smart, you're loved. Bye-bye.